Hello everyone, my name is Debbie Jones-Snyders and I'm from the Hopedale Presbyterian Church. I'm delighted to welcome children and families to our church school lessons and crafts. Our story today is Paul Survives a Shipwreck, which is adapted from Mission Bible Class with the pictures from Free Bible Images. We have a coloring picture for you today and we have two crafts. One is a poster of Paul, and the other is a boat, a paper plate boat, Paul tells others. And then we have a variety of other activities for you. So to contact the church and to obtain the templates and the activities, please contact church office at hopedalechurch.ca. So today we're going to talk about a time when maybe you or someone else you know was very frightened, maybe about a storm. When I have been frightened, I prayed to God. The Apostle Paul was often in situations where he was scared. Even when he was afraid, Paul knew that God would take care of him. He knew he could do anything if God was with him. The Apostle Paul made many trips by land and sea to tell people about Jesus. Some Jewish people in Jerusalem thought that Paul taught Jewish people wrongly, and he was arrested and put in prison. In a vision, Jesus told Paul that he would go to Rome and preach there. So Paul went to many places preaching about Jesus, and the authorities did arrest him. And when the time came for Paul to face trial in Rome, he and several other prisoners were placed in the custody of a Roman officer named Julius. They set sail and encountered strong winds, which made it difficult to stay on course, and they landed in Myra, which is in modern-day Turkey. And this is a map of the Mediterranean area at the time. The commanding officer found an Egyptian ship that was bound for Italy and put Paul and the other prisoners on board. But they had days of slow and difficult sailing. The wind was against them, so they sailed south to the island of Crete. So here they went all the way here. The weather was becoming dangerous for sea travel. Paul warned of a shipwreck, but his advice was dismissed. The weather changed abruptly, and a wind of typhoon strength blew them out to sea. The sailors bound ropes around the hull of the ship to strengthen it. They also lowered the sea anchor to slow the ship down. The next day, with more strong winds, the crew began throwing the cargo and the ship's gear overboard. The terrible storm raged for many days until all hope was gone. Paul told the crew, "You should have listened to me and not left Crete, but take courage. None of you will lose your lives, even though the ship will go down." Last night, an angel of God told me, "Don't be afraid, Paul. You will stand trial in Rome." God, in his goodness, has granted safety to everyone sailing with you. So Paul said, "Take courage. We will be shipwrecked on an island." About midnight on the 14th night of the storm, the sailors sensed land was near. They threw out 4 anchors from the back of the ship and prayed for daylight. The sailors planned to abandon the ship by lowering the lifeboat. Paul said to the commanding officer and soldiers, "You will all die unless the sailors stay aboard." So the soldiers listened and cut the ropes to the lifeboat and let it drift away. Just as day was dawning, Paul said, "Please eat something for your own good, for not a hair on your heads will perish." Then he broke a piece of bread off, and he gave thanks to God, and he ate it. All 276 on board were encouraged and ate. When morning dawned, they were on the coastline of Malta, near Italy. So they're going, their trip here, they were going over here. But this is where they were, on Malta, coastline of Malta. When they saw the beach, they wondered if they could get to shore by running the ship aground. But they hit a shoal and ran the ship aground too soon, and the boat began to break apart. The soldiers wanted to kill the prisoners to make sure they did not swim ashore and escape, but the commanding officer stopped them because he wanted to save Paul. Then the commanding officer ordered all who could swim to jump overboard first and swim for land. The others held on to planks from the broken ship. Just as the angel in Paul's vision said, everyone made it safely to the shore. Paul remained on the island for another 3 months until another ship came to take him to Rome. There on the island, he was bitten by a poisonous snake, and miraculously he did not die. He also prayed for many sick people who then became well. Going to Rome to teach about Christianity was very important for the future of Christianity. Paul set up churches, prayed for them, and wrote many letters to help Christians in their faith. Trusting God, praying, and listening to God are important in our faith journey. We have several activities for you depending on your age level, interest, and abilities, and you'll need to print the template. There is a coloring picture of the shipwreck at Malta, and there are 2 crafts. The poster and Paul tells other boat. So the first craft is of the poster, and you will need to print the template. So you'll need the template. You'll need things to color with. I haven't colored this, but you'll need things to color with. You'll need construction paper. You'll need some glue. If you want to hang the poster up, you'll need a hole puncher and some cut yarn. I'm not sure if I said scissors that you'll need. And if you would like to make a certain effect to make it prettier, you'll need some oil and a cotton ball. So what you do then, color the picture, glue it on the construction paper. Dip cotton batting in some oil, dab it on the picture, and it will give you a very nice effect. Once this is dry, punch 2 holes on the middle, well, 1 on either side of the picture, and tie a cut piece of yarn through it and hang it up. The second craft is Paul in a boat. Paul tells others. In order to do this craft, you will need a picture of Paul. I just took the picture from here. If you print this a couple of times, you can do it front and back for your picture of Paul. You will need some glue. You will need some popsicle sticks. You will need a stapler, things to color with, construction paper. I think that's it. So, print your picture of Paul, color him, cut him out, and glue him on a popsicle stick. And let that dry. Then what you'll need to do is get a paper plate. And cut it in half. And you'll need to cut the bottom so that it'll be able to stand up. So you've cut this in half, cut the bottom, and then what you do is you staple the edges. I did forget to tell you, you need a toilet paper, an empty toilet paper roll. And you'll need actually another popsicle stick, so 2 of them. So, see how that goes like that. So what you'll do is get a piece of construction paper, cut out a rectangle about that size, fold it in half, like that. I put crosses on mine, and what you'll want to do is glue it on the popsicle stick and cut a hole in the front end of the toilet paper roll, stick the popsicle stick in it, so you have part of the boat ready. Decorate your boat. I wrote Paul tells others on both sides. So then you can fit the sail in the boat, and you can fit Paul in, and there you have it. You have Paul in a boat telling others all about Christianity as he travels to different locations. So other activities we have include a maze and a word search on a maze. So this week, remember that even when we are afraid, we can talk to God, and God takes care of us. Remember also, just like Paul, to tell others about Jesus. Have a great week.